Hey, happy Friday, my friends. Do you have a vision of what you wish your life would look like? If not, why not? Do you think that the life you want is impossible to have? Well, today we're talking about the first step in creating the life you want to be living. One of the key principles of having the life you want is learning how to reclaim your time and redeem it for wise use. If you're on the hamster wheel, like a rat running with no cheese in sight, and you don't know how to slow down or get off that wheel, if you say yes to everything, leaving no time for your own self-care, if you need someone to point you in the right direction toward time freedom, I would be honored to be your person. Jump on a More Time Strategy session with me and get 40% off the typical price. You can find the link in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/moretimemethod. Now, let's dig into today's episode. Welcome to the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast. Do you want better work-life balance? Do you get stuck in patterns of perfectionism and people-pleasing? Have you always been an overachiever, but never really feel good enough, no matter how much outward success you achieve? Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, leader, Christian life coach, and Jesus lover. For most of my life, I tried to find worthiness through achievement, but no matter how hard I worked or how much I achieved, I never felt like I was enough. I was left burned out, empty, and exhausted. I had no time or energy for myself or my family. I needed balance. I needed peace. I finally started to live like an unconditionally loved daughter of the King, saved by grace. This faith-led podcast will teach you self-care routines and practical leadership strategies to help you navigate life and leadership. If you're ready to stop people-pleasing and start living and leading God's way, this podcast is for you. Unbutton your blazers and roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to get after it. Today I'm going to walk you through a little vision casting exercise. This is a very important step in opening the door to the life God has waiting for you. Now, this is best done with a notebook or journal and pen, and in a quiet place. If that isn't possible for you right now, just listen and come back to this episode later when you do have a quiet space and time with a notebook and pen. It might even be a perfect time for you to start with what I call a listening journal. This is a journal that's dedicated to capturing the downloads that God gives you when you take time to sit quietly with Him and listen to what He has for you. I think you could title this entry My God-Sized Vision, or whatever resonates with you most. The point is, we aren't going to limit this to our own idea of what's possible, but we're also going to let God tell us what is possible. So, step 1 in creating the vision for your life. First, set yourself up to be comfortable. Wear comfy clothes, find a comfy chair or a sofa in a space with limited or preferably no distractions. Now open your journal and write today's date and the title of your entry. Let's maybe start with My Ideal Life. Next, close your eyes and envision what your ideal life looks like. Maybe that's 1 year from now or 5 years from now. Take note of where you are, what you see, what you hear, what you're doing, and how you feel. When you envision this life, take note of how your body feels. Are you relaxed or are you tense? Are you calm or are you excited? Are you at peace? Or do you feel afraid? In your journal, write down a description of this vision you have for your ideal life. and what it would mean to you to get there. Jot down everything that comes to mind, to the smallest details. What you see, what you hear, what you feel. And when you're done with that, enter a journal prompt that says, God's vision for my life. Next, I want you to pray this prayer or some version of it. God, thank you for creating a plan that is unique to me and your divine will for me. Help me to see the life you have waiting for me. Remove my limiting beliefs and open my eyes to your will. Lord, I'm inviting the Holy Spirit in to show me what you want me to see and to tell me what you want me to hear. Remove any voices that are not yours. Remove thoughts that come from my flesh or the enemy's distractions or the world's narrative. Let me hear only your voice and see only your vision for my life. Now just sit quietly. Sit quietly and pay attention to any thought, sound, or vision that comes to mind. No matter how irrelevant it might seem, write it down. You might have thoughts that seem totally disconnected, but write it down, everything that comes into your mind. Sit quietly for several minutes doing this, writing down everything that God gives you. Sit there as long as you need to and as long as information is coming in. Next, I want you to look at everything you just wrote down that was a download from God. What does it mean to you? Does it give you any indication about what He intends for you? How does it make you feel when you take in the information He gave you? How does it align with the vision you had for your life? If they are wildly out of alignment, you may want to consider praying for God to give you the desire to live according to His will. If you struggle to believe that His and your vision for your life is impossible, pray for God to help you with your unbelief. Once you firmly plant an image of the life you and God see for you, the abundant, ideal life, you can begin to prioritize your time around things that bring you closer to that vision. It is one decision and one action at a time that will direct your path. Friends, I encourage you to just take time to create a God-sized vision for your life, whether that is 1 year from now or several. Allow the Holy Spirit to help create that vision. Use that vision as a reference point when you're challenged with making a significant decision around your time or your resources. Consider whether using your time or your resources for something will support your goals and your ideal vision for your life. As you establish a vision for your life, consider what it would mean for you to achieve it. Also, consider what the cost or consequences are if you never achieve it. Compare how you feel when you live the dream versus live the regret. Taking time to create this vision can bring such a sense of hope, peace, and purpose. It can become a focal point and a compass. I really encourage you to try this and see if it provides you with more direction. In future episodes, we'll talk more what to do now that you've created this vision. But today, with that, I am going to wish you a wonderful weekend, and I pray the Lord gives you beautiful visions of what He has waiting for you. Talk to you soon, my friends. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.